What's good everyone, it's Zigzag here, welcome back to another GeoGuessr video. And this is a sequel to the video I made with Rainbolt, where he had to guess the location without ever seeing it. Now today we've got Radu, who is champion of the Americas region, top 3 player in the world, to play against Rainbolt. So essentially I had 20 of the top GeoGuessr players in the world play 15 rounds, and Radu will be guessing where the actual locations were based on their guesses, like on this map here. And not only that, but in order to win the video, he's gonna have to get closer than Rainbolt on the majority of rounds. Additionally, he'll have 5 clues to use over the course of the 15 rounds, where he can pick out one of the pros and have it revealed to him where they guessed. Alright, without further ado, let's see if Radu can beat Rainbolt. Okay, Radu, welcome to the challenge. You've heard the rules, and you're looking at round number 1, so take us through your thought process and see how you're gonna get closer than Trevor.
Yeah, so this first round is kind of tricky because it's the Netherlands, and Netherlands I feel like is just kind of a bonk off. I mean, I assume it's the Netherlands because there's so many people that guess there. Basically, my thought is how far east, how far west do I want to go here? Like, I feel like it is probably the better idea to trust these guys and thinking it's not super far north in the Netherlands, but I can't say for sure. I kind of want to lean a little more east. I feel like, you know, in the Netherlands, it's always like, well, it can be some like random Zeeland, but I feel like I'm just going to assume that it's maybe a little more east in the country towards Germany, because that's where it just always is for some reason. So I feel like I'm going to go to my map here. Yeah, let's see. So I was kind of thinking maybe a little more towards like Arnhem over here, where, yeah, I guess like, I don't know where Rainbow would have guessed. Maybe he guessed towards like Utrecht or something, but I'm gonna go kind of west of Arnhem in like Wageningen. I'll say that.
Okay, so now you're gonna open up the seed and guess just west of Arnhem where you went and see if you're closer than Rainbolt or not.
All right, let's see. Okay, I don't really like my guess, I'm gonna be honest. I think like this sort of really open flat landscape with like very little trees, kind of the only trees are like these tree rows that are planted. That kind of makes me think more coastal, like in an area that was once like, you know, underwater and basically got like I forget what it's called, but like basically the land that's reclaimed, like over here or like yeah, reclaimed, exactly. Yeah, so I'm kind of feeling like it's probably like Flevoland or like Friesland even, or like maybe even Zeeland. Depending on where he went, like maybe I could still be closer if my hedge was okay. I think it's not the worst hedge in the world, but it's not going to be like super close in the country.
I actually don't remember if this is going to be closer or not. I think it's pretty close.
So I'm going to go in Wageningen over here and let's see. Okay, yeah, it was max north there.
And we don't get to find out yet. Okay, we have to wait for the end of the seed to see who's closer on that one.
Okay, that's fine.
But you were right. Very coastal there. The Germany guesses were valid.
The Germany guesses were actually kind of valid there. Maybe I should consider that.
Let's head through to the second round.
All right, so round 2 here, we got a Brazil on our hands. I'm seeing a lot of Sao Paulo guesses here. Yeah, mostly concentrated around Sao Paulo, a little bit in Goiás as well. I wonder if, you know, when I think of Sao Paulo, my mind goes to like sugarcane maybe. Like maybe we saw some sugarcane here, but I don't know if like that's what people saw and so they were pretty confident on Sao Paulo, or if they were just kind of hedging Sao Paulo and it could be a different area. It's really hard to say. Closest, I just saw now that there's a closest guess. That's actually kind of helpful. Okay, 56 kilometers is actually very close for Brazil standards, I would say. I think probably it's safe to assume that the Sao Paulo guesses here were correct. I don't know if I would exactly guess like right in the middle of where these guys are. Kind of curious to see the round now. I was thinking maybe hedging slightly towards like Minas and Goiás, because I feel like that's something that people tend to get wrong a lot, is like going Sao Paulo on southern Goiás and the opposite. So I kind of want to hedge a little bit in between them, and like this part, this like Minas pocket is also an area that I feel like people don't usually like to guess that much. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go like really far north in like the town of Cardoso over here.
Okay.
And
yeah, no clue use here. Don't think it's really worth it on a round like this.
I don't know. I guess okay. Let's think about good Brazilian players. I know Mu is playing. I think he's probably like the standout Brazil player out of the seeds here. I could do it, but I kind of don't want to on this first round here.
Maybe better to use it on a round that's got more diversity of opinion.
Yeah, exactly. This one seems like there's a general consensus, and it's just kind of, you know, getting the good hedge. And I feel like I have a pretty good idea of like where to hedge in general. So
okay.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the round then.
Okay, yeah, I think maybe we see some sugarcane here, which is kind of goes along with what I was thinking, but I could totally see this being like, for example, Mato Grosso do Sul or even South Goiás, like I said. So I feel like I do actually stand a pretty good chance here of getting the win if my hedge works out. So I ended up saying Cardoso over here, this town in the northern part of Sao Paulo. And yeah, let's just see where it is then. Okay, it was Mato Grosso do Sul, like I thought. It was actually Moo's fellow Canadian here, Bao, who got the closest. I feel like Rainbolt might have gotten closer than me in the end, but I don't think I could have done really anything there.
I'm pretty sure
better,
you both
so.
guessed very similarly, so I'm actually not sure who's in the lead right now.
Okay. I guess maybe we're both thinking similar things with hedging towards Goiás there.
Definitely so. Okay, it was Taranaki apparently. State streak 1. Well done.
Yeah, my C-streak counter might be broken, but
Maybe
it's
so.
okay.
Okay, next round. Let's see. We've had pretty much consensus on country so far. Let's see what round number 3 is like.
All right, round 3. Okay, yeah, much less consensus on the country here. Got a bit of Nordic roulette, which is valid. I'm so intrigued by this clump of people over here because it feels like they just know something that like the other players just don't immediately. I'm like super curious as to what that could be because I really can't think of like something in this specific area of Sweden off the top of my head that would make them go there. But I feel like surely with the closest guess of 18 kilometers, like I feel like surely one of these guys over here probably was the closest. And so I'm kind of thinking like, yeah, I should probably just go there. And I don't know, would there be anyone I could really try and look for on Sweden? I mean, you know, Boki is Swedish and he is good at NPZ, but I don't know if he's that good at Sweden where he's like 5k in these Sweden rounds. So I really don't know if it would even matter in this case because it looks like so many people guess in that area and I feel like Rainbow would also guess in a similar area. So I'm gonna just say that we're in this area and I'm just gonna take a look at the map here.
With these guesses, what would you visualize the round looks like? How do you think the round actually is?
I'm thinking it's like slightly hilly. We have some of those shorter pine trees that you start to see as you go more north. I could even see some snow coverage. I think like that area kind of has a lot of snow coverage, especially from like 2022, 2023. Actually, wait, that would low-key make sense with the Eastern Finland guesses. These guys are going for the snow Gen 4 Finland coverage, so maybe that's what made them go there, and we might have some snowy Sweden coverage. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
Okay, let's get into the map.
All right, going into Sweden. So yeah, I mean, let me take a look at the map again for a second to make out where exactly they are. Yeah, it looks like they're all kind of going in this, like, I don't know, part that's sticking out a little bit in Sweden over here. I mean, most of the snow coverage that I'm thinking of is along this E12 corridor north of like Umeå, I guess, and that kind of I feel like would make sense as a guess. So I'm gonna go, I think, just on the E12 here in, let's see, Vestana, I guess I could try. Yeah, I think that sounds pretty good over here. We'll go in Vestana and see. I'm really curious to see if I got the snow prediction right here. So let's see.
Let's have a look.
Oh my god. I'm kind of him. All right, let's go.
I will say Rainbolt
And it was
also predicted.
Okay, there we go. So I think the players know what they're doing. I think they are well experienced with this snow coverage over here and probably made a good guess. And so I'm going to say that Vastana might actually get me the points here, although I assume Rainbow also guessed in this area. So let's just see.
Let us see.
All right. No. Wow. It was actually in Finland. Okay. Crazy. Yeah, I guess 2022 does make sense with Finland as well. I didn't think about that. I guess, yeah, tricky Finland there. And I totally understand what the people going over here were thinking.
Yeah, I guessed Umeå, but I was considering Finland, and yeah, I guess a lot of people agreed with me.
I just kind of, like, as soon as I saw the location, I was like, yeah, this checks out. But yeah, I guess it also does make sense for Finland.
Nice. We'll have to see. Still, you and Rainbow are not in the top 5, so we don't know anything yet.
Kind of tough for us to get in the top 5 if we don't actually see the locations.
That's also true.
Yeah. Ooh, wow. Okay, this one is all over the place. Wow, very interesting one. I'm like really struggling to think what puts all of these countries together. Like, I feel like it's probably a Gen 4 location because all of these countries have Gen 4 and no one's sending like Serbia, no one's sending like Croatia, which is kind of interesting. I don't know why that is. I'm assuming it's probably fairly hilly because it seems like pretty much everyone's sending kind of in a more mountainous region. But yeah, I mean, this one is kind of a toss-up, I'm not gonna lie. It's like pick your favorite country in Eastern Europe Europe and go with that one.
That's true.
I feel like the safest option would probably be something more central. So I'm thinking one of like Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia. I'm actually considering, you know, what would be a really good idea here? Maybe just hedging like middle Hungary and hoping that Rainbolt didn't get closer and just kind of being like, okay, you know, hedge our bets and just hope that he didn't guess the right country. So I feel like that's actually the smart idea here in like a 1v1. I think I might just go into the map here and guess Hungary. And let's see, what would be like the best place to hedge? Like the tri-point of Slovenia, Western Romania, and Slovakia. I'm going to say like around here near Kecskemét, in this neighborhood of Kecskemét.
What do you think Rainbolt did here? What would your prediction for his guess be?
Honestly, I could totally see him also hedging the middle because I feel like he would like, you know, really think about it and be like, yeah, that's probably the best move. But if I had to say one country to guess, probably Slovakia. My guess is it's like a weird Romania because people always miss those weird Romanias and go like other countries. But I'm curious to see where it is.
Alrighty.
So yeah, I'm gonna go here.
Let us have a look at the round, see what you think about the actual round itself.
Okay. Very difficult one. Definitely could see Romania, but I'm wondering if it's like max Northwest Bulgaria or something. That would be like my crazy shout here.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's just see. I'm gonna go here, Kecskemét here in this one neighborhood, and yeah, let's just see where it is. Okay. It was Romania, not too far from max Northwest Bulgaria, you know. I might have been the closest there actually, but yeah, I kind of called that it would be like a weird Romania. I feel like those just always catch people out. But I have no idea what Rainbow might have done here. Very cool distribution here. I feel like this one's like probably the most interesting distribution out of all of them, I would assume. It's just like so interesting that everyone just went all up and down the coast, except for some random person, I guess, Middle Piranha. It's definitely one of those where probably like people saw water, or like there's no way so many people go so close to the coast unless you actually see like the ocean or something, or like a million palm trees. So I feel like you kind of have to assume it is by the coast, and it's just a question of like how far north or south do you want to go. What is like the usual thing people do? I feel like people tend to send more south than north. People tend to underestimate how far north it is most of the time. So I kind of want to lean slightly more north here, but maybe not go too far north. I'm noticing like a lot of people around this area near Bahia, and I feel like that's kind of interesting because I feel like that's an area that people don't usually guess unless they know it's there, because it has like a very specific look to it. So I kind of want to go in that sort of area in southern Bahia. And so yeah, let's just go to the map and go to southern Bahia. I feel like that's a good general hedge for like everything as well. You know, you're kind of hedging more towards the north but not too much, and I kind of want to hedge maybe even a little more to the north, so maybe we'll go in like Belmonte over here. I feel like that kind of gets everything, and we're along the coast as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna go in the town of Belmonte, I think, here.
Okay, well, let's have a look at the round, see what you think once you've seen it.
Okay, so yeah, palm trees, and then I think maybe even you could see a sliver of water over there. That definitely makes sense. The pole is pretty generic. I think there might be an insulator on top, but I don't really know what that would mean. But I kind of vibe with the north. I feel like it might even be a little more north than I sensed, but I could definitely even see it being southern Bahia. So let's see, I went in the town of Belmonte, which I think is right here. And yeah, my thought is probably that we're a little bit more north, but I honestly have no idea how far north. So let's just see here. Okay, yeah, it was quite a bit more north. Ooh, and Frank the Hunk actually takes the lead here. Wow.
How does it make you feel?
So yeah, I mean, it was a good move by him. Like I said, you know, people tend to underestimate how far north it is, and I think that is probably what he thought as well. And good play by him there. So
well, let's have a look. Like, we can get a score update after the first 5 rounds.
I mean, yeah, you know, maybe he got a lot of points on that round, but it doesn't mean that he necessarily beat me. So let's just see here.
Oh.
Okay, so Netherlands, I did beat him. I called that like the slightly eastern hedge was a good idea because it's always slightly more east in the Netherlands. In Sweden, it looks like I also, or like Finland technically, looks like I made a slightly better hedge there. Wow, good guess by him there. He basically 5K'd my region guess, yeah. Which is pretty goated. So yeah, that was a good play there.
The last Brazil.
Yeah, so this one he got closer, and then this one he also got closer. Okay, so it looks like he's beating me 3-2 right now.
And
correct.
You both used 0 clues on the first seed.
Yeah.
I think it's a good move too. I think the last 2 seeds, they're harder maps. So
yeah. Okay.
Seed number 2.
That poor person who went down here in Australia. That's so funny. Looks like we got some US guesses, some Europe guesses. This one is definitely one where I think I would like to use my like a person. So let's think. I think like I don't know. I feel like on really tough rounds like these, you just got to go with like those people who are just like super consistent. You know they are always gonna like usually play well and give you the best option. So I feel like you got to go for someone like Blinky. I don't know. I feel like Blinky was the one that first came to mind for me here, especially because there's a possibility of France. So I mean, probably leaning UK here, but yeah, I feel like I'm gonna ask for Blinky's guess on this one.
Okay. You have used your clue, and let's see where Blinky guessed on round number 1 of this seed. Blinky guessed in Norwich, UK.
Norwich. Okay. I'm assuming it was relatively flat. That would make sense with like the person going Poland as well. And I feel like Norwich just has such a specific vibe that like he probably got somewhat close. Like I feel like if he had the vibe of Norwich, then it's probably in that area. So I'm gonna say I think we're probably, and even though the closest guess was 114 kilometers, which I guess isn't that close, I think like that eastern part of England is probably what I would say is the best option here. I'm going full trust on Blinky. Blinky, I hope you made a good guess here. So he guessed in Norwich, which is like very far west. I'm going to assume it's just kind of more in this area, which looks pretty similar to Norwich. I really don't know how to tell apart like this whole eastern coast. It's just very flat. And you know, hedgerows and whatnot. So yeah, I'm gonna go in the town of Leverington, just north of Wisbech here. What an interesting name, Wisbech. And yeah, let's just see here.
Let's have a look.
Starting.
See how you feel.
All right. Okay. A lot more urban than I was hoping. I thought maybe, you know, Blinky was onto something with his guess, but I should have assumed that it was going to be something more difficult than just your straightforward Eastern England location. But I do like the UK. I feel like it is the UK, though I can't tell for sure. Maybe that car low-key looks like it's on the left here. So I feel like I could still get the points here. I kind of committed, but you know what? It's fine. Maybe, you know, maybe if it's like more north in the UK, like my hedge works, because I don't know, maybe Rainbolt gets a little more like south central, and if it's more north, then I get the points. So let's just see here.
Let's have a look.
All right, it was more north, so we will take that. I feel like, I don't know, it depends on how far west in the UK he guessed, but
well, I mean,
I feel like it could.
You are top 3 right now.
Yeah, I am top 3, so I feel like, I guess I probably got the points there, so good play.
would appear that way, I think.
Yeah, trusting Blinky was the move, you know. When in doubt, trust Blinky. I wish I could do it on every round, but unfortunately not.
That's true. Okay, well, another point. Ties it up, 3-3.
Oh man, like where even is everyone guessing? South Africa, maybe? Like I think I see multiple, maybe. It looks like there might be some multiple ones in Cape Town there. I mean, Taz and New Zealand, and then Azores as well. It's very interesting. I feel like I wouldn't be guessing Azores on like a South Africa location, in a Cape Town location. The other ones I could definitely see. I feel like it looks like there's like multiple pins over here. That's my vibe. Can't really, I mean, zooming in doesn't help much here. So yeah. Oh, and closest guess was 11 meters. I didn't even notice that. I feel like, yeah, that probably makes sense. So a lot of people just like found the 5K, you know, they just lined it up. I'm curious here, like what am I allowed to do here? If I ask for a person, will you give me like exactly where they guessed? Like if they 5K'd? Okay.
I won't tell you how far they were, but I can tell you exactly where they guessed.
See, man, I used my Blinky one on the last one, and I'm like 99% sure he 5K'd this. I didn't think about like people 5K'ing the locations. All right, let me think if there's anyone else who would like 5K. Like there's some good moving players in here. I feel like some of them probably 5K'd. I feel like Finbar always is good at lining up stuff and like 5King in like an NPC game. So I kind of want to go for Finbar here. I think I'm gonna ask for where he guessed.
Okay, so round number 2, we have the second clue being used, and it is for Finbar. Let's have a look here. Okay, so Finbar guessed near Cape Town in the Western Cape. He guessed on the peninsula south of Cape Town, just below, if you can see, if it's like all the way down towards the lighthouse, Buffles Bay Beach, before the road ends, like south of Buffalo Bay Beach on the small road, near where it's like got to turn around at the end. Yeah.
So like,
yeah, he guessed there.
Here.
That was his guess.
Okay, well, I'm gonna put my faith in Finbar. I feel like this is a pretty recognizable landscape. He probably lined up the mountain and the coast and saw that it worked. And yeah, I'm just gonna go to the map then and see the location for myself.
Let's have a look.
All right, we were looking south, but I think he's cooking. I feel like we probably have that end of the road over there. I'm sure like a bunch of other people also cooked this one up. So down here in Buffalo's Bay. Now, what's gonna happen if both me and Rainbow 5K? Is it like literally who's closer down to the like?
It would be to the meter,
I mean-
but he didn't have the 5K on this round. I can let you know that.
Okay, I'm just gonna go based off of what I had on the map. So I put it like this is
Basically on the
actually kind of
apex. Kind of the apex of the bin.
yeah, I think that looks about right over there.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go with that then. All right, 4998. Not quite the 5K, but you know what? We'll take it. And I assume that probably gave me another point there, unless Rainbow also 4998, which is possible. You didn't mention if he just said that he didn't 5K, but yeah, I mean, we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see at the end.
That's true. But regardless, you're in second place for now, so it's definitely a good start, regardless.
Looking pretty good. Next one here.
Next one. Closest guess, 7.6 kilometers.
That is a very good guess. Like 7.6 kilometers on around that a lot of people are guessing wrong continent on. It's pretty good. I'm seeing a lot of Greece. I feel like I would probably just go Greece, and I'm kind of intrigued by how someone got 7.6 kilometers here. Yeah. I don't know. It could be like a weird Beatty location where like people thought it was Greece and then it ended up being something else. But like, yeah, let me inspect the locations. Okay, how are people guessing Saskatchewan and Argentina on a Greece location? Like that is just diabolical in my opinion. Saskatchewan on Greece. Me personally, I would never make that mistake.
Okay, you can check out who it is after, I guess.
This is a guess shaming friendly YouTube video.
Oh, yes, sir.
All right. Do I go Greece though? Like, I feel like that just makes no sense. Like, where in Greece looks anything remotely like similar to Saskatchewan?
We do have 4 continents present here.
Yeah, exactly. I just feel like that's the most unique one. There's like Israel as well, or like I don't even know. Like, and then El Paso, Texas. Like, how does El Paso, Texas look like Saskatchewan? I feel like it's not Greece. It just seems so weird. I don't know. I feel like the Israel guess could be a cook. Well, no, because I feel like there's no way you're ever going Sask on Israel. I feel like Greece is slightly more likely than that. Turkey is possible. US is also possible, but I feel like 7.6 kilometers is such a specific guess. Like, surely they didn't just 5K in the US. That would be kind of crazy. I guess I just have to stick with Greece here, and I'm just like, where on earth is this in Greece? Let me go to the map then. Where in Greece? Like, anything remotely like the places these guys guess.
We gotta get Arj vibes, Sask vibes, Israel vibes, US
yeah,
vibes.
exactly. And El Paso vibes. I was considering maybe like a flat valley. I mean, obviously, you're not sending Sask on mountains, so it has to be a flat area. Same with like that part of Argentina. And I'm thinking it might be like, I don't know, like wintry coverage or something. Although Israel wouldn't make sense with that. Maybe there's like flower fields or something, like canola. Yeah, it could totally be like some canola location or something. I'm debating between like downtown Thessaloniki and like Larissa, but I kind of want to lean Thessaloniki. It might be a bit of a throw. I'm just gonna go like over here in like Nea Malgara, and yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to see. I'm so curious.
Let's have a look at the location. Will the guess shame be valid? Is the question.
Will the guess shame be valid? Okay, I see. Okay, so we had like a Sask looking pole. If that's a wooden pole, I think it is, then I do like the Greece guesses here. And it looks like we might be coastal. Like all of this vegetation reminds me of the coastal part of Greece. So I think my guess is actually a cook here. I could see even more east, like over here somewhere. But yeah, let's go for Nea Malgara over here and see where the location is. Okay, wow, yes, let's go. I basically 5K'd it.
Nice.
So that's good. Yeah, and I assume I got the points for that round. This game has been going actually really well for me here.
You are in the lead. Oh my days.
Yeah.
In the lead. Okay.
In the lead. We will take that. Next round. Okay. Wow. That is a lot of different places. I feel like this one has had the most diversity so far.
Well, we might be working with all 6 continents here. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That is pretty impressive. You know it's a good location then.
Yeah.
So, what could this even be? Not a lot of Asia, some Caribbean. I'm kind of leaning Asia. I feel like there's more Asia here. Okay, DR is a really interesting guess. There's a Costa Rica guesser here. That is crazy. I guess it's like a trekker or something. And we got a Uganda Uganda as well. Maybe also fitting in with the trekker. I don't know if they guessed downtown Kampala though. Okay, probably reddish soil then. I'm trying to work in like how these Europe guesses make any sense. Like coastal Romania I could see because there's like the trekkers along the Danube Delta in like Max East Romania, and I feel like someone guessed there, and I kind of see what they were cooking up with that, though I don't think they were probably right. Yeah, I mean, my thought is I think Philippines has the most, but I low-key want to lean Thailand on this one. I feel like Thailand is like just has some crazy locations like that.
Is there anyone
Yeah,
whose
I'm
guess you
debating.
want to know? You have 3 in
Yeah,
reserve
that's
for the next, I think it is 8 rounds, 7 rounds. So
that's what I was debating. Like, should I try and use one? I just feel like this one is so RNG. I just feel like no one here really was super confident, and I feel like I can't trust anyone on this one. So I kind of just want to go with my gut here, kind of like, you know, get a good spread. I feel like Thailand is kind of my favorite option here. Yeah, I mean, I guess Philippines would be my second one, but I think I'm going to go for Thailand here. I'm thinking it's probably coastal because all of the guesses kind of give me coastal vibes. Yeah, I was kind of thinking like this area just because it's a good hedge. I feel like it hedges all of Thailand, but also hedges a little bit this way. I'm going to go in Mu 1 over here in Rayong. Shout out Mu.
I'm pretty sure Mu didn't win. No, I'm joking.
Okay. Yeah, Mu might have not won here, but Mu 1 will get me the victory.
Oh, facts. He's spitting bars.
Exactly.
Okay,
All
let's see
right.
what you think of the round. I'm curious to see if you can get it right now that you've seen everyone's guesses.
Okay, yes, diabolical for sure. Definitely just a tropical roulette. Would I go Thailand here? I don't know. I don't know if I would go Thailand. I don't know if I would go Philippines either, to be fair. Yeah, I don't know. We have some bamboo here, so I feel confident on Asia. I think it is Asia, but I don't know. We'll just have to see.
We had all 6 continents, and no one got the country. If that helps your
no one got the country.
Your new guess.
Okay, I mean, no, not really.
Yeah,
doesn't really help my guess. Is it like a crazy Singapore or something? Maybe, I don't know.
Let's have a look.
We'll see. Yeah, so I would guess in Rayong. Maybe I should have picked an easier place, but okay, Mu 1 is right there. And let's see. Okay, it was a crazy Singapore.
That was a wild one.
Easy to say when you know that everyone missed the location.
Yeah.
Maybe the Thailand guess was good there, although I feel like he might have hedged. It's really hard to say here.
You are still in the lead, but we don't know.
Yeah.
He could have had one big miss early.
That's true. That's true.
And you're second on the seed so far.
Yeah.
Even after all
I
that.
mean, it's looking good. This is round 10, correct? I believe.
Round number 10. 3 clues in reserve. Let's see what we got. 274 kilometers this time, so no one got particularly close.
That's interesting because so many people guessed Galicia here, or like Galicia-ish. That's way too far to be anywhere in that area. So I feel like the people who guessed Galicia were incorrect about this one, and it was somewhere else. Now, where could you be guessing Galicia on? That looks similar. I like the guesses over here in California because I feel like it might be like just one of those weird like foresty locations with like, you know, pine trees or something, like some sort of conifer trees. And that's why probably someone guessed Mexico here, and maybe like New Zealand as well, and Japan. You know, you got those random coniferous forests. The line of France guesses is kind of what's throwing me off here. Like, why is everyone guessing on the French border? It doesn't look like they're guessing in Switzerland either. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. I respect the southern Italy guess. I feel like I see what they were cooking up with the weird forests. But 274 kilometers, how far is that?
What is it, like 150 miles?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not that good at telling distances in like miles or kilometers, so I really don't know here. My crazy shout is that it's like somewhere in like Oregon or California, and just like no one got particularly close, but it was there. Oh, or is it like, no, I'm probably overcooking this, but like low-key, is every one of those like weird forests in like Colombia or Peru? That would be crazy. But obviously I'm not gonna send that because that would be probably a throw. But do I go Europe here? Do I go Europe? I'm just like, if it's not Galicia, like where do you go? And like the rest of France, sure, I guess there's probably some forests. Like there's probably, yeah, I don't know. There's got to be some forests in this location, so it's got to be like a very forested area, but I'm really confused as to what it could be. Maybe everyone guessed Galicia, but it was like more south in like Portugal or something, or maybe I just go like Pyrenees. I feel like this one is just such a toss-up. Should I use guess here? I feel like this is the type of location that Boki would cook up. I want to use Boki on this one.
I am relatively certain that Rainbolt also asked for Boki on this location. I'm not even joking.
Boki is just the goat.
So on this round, Boki guessed south of Dijon, east of Chalon-sur-Saône.
But 274 kilometers away. I don't know. I just kind of want to go. I feel like I'm gonna trust Boki and say it is France. I think the eastern, like I don't know, like I feel like that's such a specific guess, and I don't ever send here. Like this is not an area that I find myself sending because I don't really know what this specific place looks like. So I don't know if there was anything there. So I'm just gonna say I'm gonna go more central in France, just around Clermont-Ferrand. I'm gonna go in let's go in Mont-Doré because it's pretty findable. Just west of Clermont-Ferrand here.
Okay, should be interesting to see what you think of the round here.
Okay, yep. Diabolical Forest. It's Gen 2. I didn't consider the camera generation, but I probably should have because that makes sense why no one was like sending anything like more weird. But I feel like the road kind of makes sense for France. So I could see that. And what are these trees? I don't even know what these are. It's a crazy location, but I could see France. And so I think Clermont-Ferrand is low-key a cook down here in Mont-Doré. And yeah, let's just see.
Was Boki trustworthy? No.
Not quite. Okay, it was Japan. Foul. Wow, insane. Was it low cam? Maybe it was. I mean,
It was Gen 2
I feel
Tracker.
like oh, okay, Gen 2 tracker. That makes more sense. I should have considered the fact that like if someone's sending Japan, like you have to have a good reason to send Japan.
It could have been Chumley,
So like that's true. It could have been Chumley. Maybe Chumley was the person who guessed Sask. Actually, yeah. Let's go and see. Let's check out these guesses now. And the first thing I want to see is
where was Chumley?
well, I don't know. Where was Chumley? He was the El Paso guess. All right, well, you know, that kind of makes a little more sense. I have no idea who sent Sask, and I'm not really sure how I could find that.
2 seconds later.
Oh, tricked her. Unlucky.
Your own teammate, bro.
Yeah, and I was just glazing him earlier as well. Unfortunate. You know, it happens to the best of us. I see the guess.
Okay, but let's get to the important stuff.
Let's get to the important stuff.
There's still many points
here.
on offer here. You have no idea how Rainbolt went on this seed. Well,
Okay,
first one.
UK, huge. We got a good win there. It looks like, where was he? Oh man, I don't even know which one. I think he's closer, right? 8,300 to 10,000. Yeah, he was closer. Round 4 here is like crazy close.
Wait, that is close.
1,000. No,
Oh
he
my
was 4
days.
kilometers closer than me.
That
That's
is
tragic.
insane. I knew it was going to be close, but that is insane.
Oh my goodness. Greece, there's no way.
wait,
There's
check it.
no way. Did he get closer? 10
Ks?
kilometers. And I'm
Oh
12
my
kilometers.
days.
There's no way. This guy is cheating. Where's he guessing? Where is he guessing?
No, this is insane. And then South Africa.
South Africa. I did get closer on that one, so that's huge. But I think I actually lost in this one as well, didn't I?
That is
I
crazy.
got closer
Despite getting
in the
second
UK and
place.
South Africa, and it was like super fine margins on round 3 and 4 there. Damn. All right. Well, it looks like I'm behind again. All right. I'm going to need to pull off a huge comeback here.
Still 2 clues in your hand for the final seed, though.
Yes, that's true. All right. Wow. That is pretty reminiscent of that other round. And I have no idea what to even say about this one. My thought was maybe this is a weird DR or weird Puerto Rico, because those always catch people off. I can totally understand the other guesses if it's there. So yeah, and 2.8 kilometers means people were on it, and that would totally make sense for like DR, especially Puerto Rico maybe as well, if it was kind of, you know, a central guess. But I feel like DR is kind of my thought here. Man, now it's just a matter of, do you go Santiago de los Caballeros or do you go Santo Domingo?
Bear in mind, of course, now we're fully dealing with urban locations.
Right. Okay. That also, yes, that's true. Would you have a crazy location in Santiago de los Caballeros? I feel like it's harder to get a location there. I just don't remember there being any sort of crazy spots in Santiago de los Caballeros, but I also don't really know every road in that area, in that town, so I don't know. I'm just yapping at this point. I think I'm probably going to lean Santo Domingo here. I'm not going to use a person on this one. I think I'm just gonna say Santo Domingo here, and 2.8 km is not super close, so I'm kind of feeling like it's somewhere like a little more out there, and that kind of hedges, you know, if Rainbolt also sent Santiago, then that works out for me. So I'm gonna go, I think I'm just gonna go in this cemetery right here. This looks like a good place to hedge.
All right, see what you think of the round.
Okay, 22. and crazy coverage because like I swear this is not Gen 3. Wait, no, it is Gen 3. Why is the color of the camera so strange? I don't know. I think it might be DR though. I guess it is if it's Gen 3. It just looks kind of weird, but I don't know if it's as far out as no, it could be. I think this guess is still fine. I like it. Yeah, let's just go right here on the monument in the cemetery and see. Okay, it was actually Puerto Rico there. Was it Gen 4?
No.
No, it wasn't. Okay.
Not as far
No,
as
it's
I
just
know.
Gen 3. Okay. Well, I don't know. Apparently, I can't tell generation coverages anymore, but it doesn't matter. I think, unfortunately, since I was hedging for Santiago de los Caballeros, I might have been a little bit further if he hedged like either downtown Santo Domingo or towards San Juan. So I don't know. Let's see.
Neither of you in the top 5, so we don't know yet.
Yeah, that's true. 128 kilometers. Again, not very close, but we know it's Europe. Got a Europe roulette here. That's so interesting. Why is everyone going along this river valley? But no one is even close. Like, what could ever make you think of that area? The architecture? Like, I feel like the architecture would be the main thing. Though, I'm kind of surprised that people went like Sweden, for example, then. But it could be Chumley, you know? This is kind of an interesting one. Going like what I assume is like max South Netherlands. I feel like I have to go Germany here. It's probably a different area. Would it be better to go slightly more north or slightly more like east or something? I kind of thought there's such a big gap in the Nuremberg area that maybe like for some reason no one thought of Nuremberg and it ended up being there. But it could also be just like a weird one in like this valley over or in the Ruhr Valley over here. But yeah, I don't know. There's no way to really tell. Should I maybe try and phone a German here? Lenley played. He could be a good option. And Lenley is kind of from this area, so I feel like that might be a cook. Though he didn't get close is the thing. I don't want to like trust these guys too much because they didn't even get close. Like, come on, guys. I feel like I just kind of like this one's such a toss-up. Like, I feel like I just kind of have to go for something. I don't think I'm going to go downtown Nuremberg because I feel like that's too much of a throw, but I feel like you hedge towards like Turingen here. But I'm not going to use the guess. I think I'm just going to go into the map here.
Okay.
I'm going to save my guesses. North of Nuremberg. Yeah, this is like areas I've kind of been to, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to go basically along the border here. Should I go in Trappstadt? Yeah, let's go in Trappstadt right here and get into the map then.
See how you feel about the round. You're a bit of a Germany architecture man. Like, what do you think?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I see their guesses. I think the amount of brick in this location is making me lean a little more north, but with the amount of timber frame here, I wouldn't go too far north. I was kind of thinking in like this area over here, this like Harz Mountains area. There's like a lot of towns that kind of look like this. So that would be my guess. I think the top shot guess over here, right on the border of Turingen, could be decent, could get me the points if he went more west. So let's just see. Okay, it was actually even more north, but I see him ahead of me. Okay, good guess by him. I guess just plonking middle Germany is a good idea, and actually it was a good region guess.
You used a hint on that
opinion.
one.
Used a hint. Okay, well, yeah. Lenley actually guessed more central, so maybe that was also something to consider there.
He asked for Len.
All right, well, makes sense. Maybe not using the hint there was a bad play on my part, but it's okay. I'll use it on the next one maybe.
Bounce back, Radu. All right, let's see.
Yeah.
3 rounds to go, 2 clues. Closest guess, 2 meters.
2 meters. Okay, interesting. There's so many in a specific part of Spain. It looks like the Balearics, maybe like Ibiza or something. So I kind of feel like that might be a cook. There's even some Canaries in here. I think it's probably Spain, and I really want to use Gorka on this. Like, I feel like surely, like, you just gotta go with the Spanish goat and just see where Gorka went. So I think I'm gonna ask for Gorka
Okay,
here.
immediately asking for Gorka. Gorka has guessed San Diego.
Yes. Do I want to go for that? That is a good question. Like, surely Gorka would get the Spain location. I mean, I am behind, and low-key, like, putting my full trust into Gorka could be a cook here. On Roy's Boulevard, you said.
Roy's restaurant, which was
maybe
like downtown San Diego on the water.
Looks like it might have been a trekker, which makes sense. Like, how are you guessing here and Spain? Like, what looks to be like Ibiza. I'm gonna just like actually just look at what Ibiza looks like on the map and see if that ever lines up in any way. I mean, maybe over here. I don't know. I also don't know how tall the buildings in Ibiza are, because like I generally have no idea if there's like tall buildings there that would look anything like the US. Yeah, and then like everyone else, like there was like Gold Coast I saw, and like just some other random places. I mean, yeah, just all over Australia, which is really interesting. Some Singapore. I feel like we probably saw some skyscrapers or something. No, but like Okinawa and Canaries don't really make sense with that. I don't know. Gorka's guess seems like such an outlier here, and I'm kind of unsure. I feel like Gorka didn't get it right, but he also knew that it wasn't Spain. So I wonder if it's Australia then, because we got a lot of Australia guessers here. Maybe like Perth. Perth is low-key a cook here. Or it could be Adelaide as well, because I feel like we would have West Coast.
You could potentially know that from what Gorka guessed.
Yeah, exactly. So he guessed with like a southwest angle. Yeah, we're really doing detective work here. Does anywhere in Adelaide make sense? Maybe. Like Perth low-key doesn't make sense with the southwest angle, unless it's like up here, but I don't know, would that ever make sense? I guess like, you know, Melbourne is also a possibility. That low-key works the best with the angle. Should I try Melbourne then? And I know there's a lot of trekkers here. I kind of assume it's a trekker because so many people are getting it wrong. I feel like I might just go with that then. Surely someone just 5K'd it in Melbourne. Melbourne, you know, you could go San Diego on that maybe. I think I'm just gonna try that then.
Okay.
Let's go in and see then.
Let's see what you think about the round.
Okay, diabolical for sure. I could see Oz. I can't tell where the sun is, but maybe it might be in the north. The water is not west like I was hoping, and I kind of don't want to go Melbourne here, but I could see Oz, and so I feel like I could still win this round if Rainbolt didn't go Oz, but that's a big if. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just see. I'm gonna go into Melbourne, and I guess like in Middle Park, it looks like next to the Middle Park Beach. Right around. Shout out to Middle Park Beach. Okay, it was Adelaide. Okay, that makes sense. And I don't know where he guessed. Did he get it? Like spot on? Oh no. How is he getting his spot on? What? Nah, this guy is like actually insane. What? Who did you use to get it spot on? I'm so confused.
Well, that was not good news. That's not good news.
Yeah, I mean, I am just in shock. Like, what? How am I even supposed to beat a guy that's 5K'ing when literally no one else 5K'd? I mean, I guess I can't see everyone's guesses, but like, I don't know. Maybe he picked you or something. He's like, yeah, an Australia location. You just knew the 5K.
I did not 5K this round. I'll let you know.
You did not 5K that one. Okay, well then I have no idea. He's just goated. Well, we move on. My chances are looking pretty slim at this point, I think. But
still one clue in reserve. Still one clue in reserve. Plenty of people as options.
This one seems like pretty much everyone knew it was Taiwan, and I would pretty much safely bet that it was there. I feel like there's no way so many people guessed Taiwan and it wasn't there. And so I feel like this one I probably shouldn't use my last clue on, so I'll save that for the next round. 44 kilometers. Taiwan is just so random. We got people guessing Bali, Turkey, Greece, South Korea, Hong Kong. I think if I should go more north or more south than Taiwan. It's like, which way do I want to hedge?
Probably does matter.
True. I'm thinking maybe hedge slightly more north and go like Yuanlin maybe. Let's see, is that a good hedge? Let's go a little more inland here. Let's go Kowtoon. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think that's definitely the 5K right there. So
true. Let's see if you agree with yourself.
Okay. Oh, I think it's actually Kinmen. It looks like Kinmen, Loki. But yeah, I mean,
closest guess 44 kilometers. That means no one could have gone there.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know how that would line up. Okay. Well, I'm curious to see where it is now, because yeah, I have no idea. No, it was just mainland, and it was more south, and I think it was maybe a little bit closer. My hedges.
That's kind of a
yeah, this is a tilted game for sure. Unlucky there. We move on.
The final round. And one clue in reserve for the final glory, Radu.
For the final glory, let's see what we've got left. All right, Ukraine. I mean, you know, I'm pretty good at Ukraine, and I'm kind of interested to see.
39 meters this time.
39 meters. Wow, that is crazy. Yeah, I mean, I think Mu is pretty good at Ukraine. I don't know if anyone else is really that good at it, so I'm kind of curious to see. Did I use Mu? I forget.
So far, you've used Blinky, Finbar, Boki, Gorka.
Okay, so I could use Mu here, and I feel like he's probably the best option I could use for Ukraine that's left out of everyone. So I'm going to say let's use Mu and see where he guessed.
Okay, so Mu guessed downtown Belgrade, just south of the cathedral, which is near the river.
Okay, that's certainly an interesting guess and not what I was expecting, especially with so many Ukraine guesses. Man, what do I even do at this point? Surely if he guessed Belgrade, then it's fall coverage. It's like a weird fall coverage location. And so then it's like one of the major towns in Ukraine. So then we can at least narrow it down to like, you know, you got Lviv, Kiev, Kharkiv, Donetsk, and Odessa. Or do we just go Belgrade? And there could have been multiple people in Belgrade. Yeah, so someone did go Odessa here, which I think I should have noticed that, and that should, you know, came to my attention. Someone sent Minsk, which is interesting, and Kaliningrad, which also makes sense with my fall coverage theory. Do I want to send Belgrade though? I kind of don't. Like, I just don't feel like it's there. I like the Lviv guess. Low-key, like Lviv and Kharkiv are those like crazy fall coverage towns in Ukraine, and so I feel like someone just like 5K'd the Lviv. So I think I'm gonna try that. Yeah, I mean, just go downtown somewhere, probably, considering the other guesses. And yeah, I mean, last round, you know, I mean, there's not really much I can do, so let's just see if that makes any sense here.
Let's have a look at the rounds, see what you're thinking.
Okay, no script on the plate. I look, you think Belgrade was actually a cook, or could it ever be Kaliningrad, like that one person who sent there? I feel like it might actually be Kaliningrad, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, I think it might be. Well, Lviv is a decent hedge for Kaliningrad, considering, you know, it's closer than most of the rest of Ukraine. So unless Rainbolt somehow sent Kaliningrad there and he's like the absolute goat, I'm gonna assume...
Rainbolt still had Finbar in option here on this round. He asked for Finbar, then he changed his mind and asked for Chumley and decided to commit to Chumley's guess.
There's no way. That is diabolical. Let's just see. All right, it was in fact Kaliningrad. That's interesting. You guessed Minsk. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we'll just have to see the final scores here, because I really have no idea how this turned out.
He still came third on the seed, actually. Wow.
Hey, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. Okay, Santo Domingo unfortunately lost there. Germany lost there. Oh my god, he gets Minsk.
Me, Vey, and Chumley went Minsk.
Chumley. No way. The Chumley commit worked. And then I think I got further away here on round 4. It looks like I was 121. He was 111. That is tragic. I mean, that is just like the cherry on top. I don't know.
It was like, the Havard 5K.
Honestly,
he used the Havard 5K.
The Havard 5K. Wow. I guess, like, you know, if there's one thing, I guess, to say out of this, 1, he's probably a better hedger than me, but 2, he definitely knows these people a lot better. He knows what their strengths and weaknesses are, and he definitely used it to his advantage there. So
it was impressive, and also a bit lucky.
Well,
unlike the Taiwan and a bunch of the ones on the last seed. But hey, very
sometimes
fun.
You need a little bit of luck.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, Radu, despite the loss, it's been great to have you on, and you had some real cooks in there with some really good calls, but unfortunately, no cigar this time.
No cigar. Yeah, it was a really fun matchup, and I enjoyed playing against Rainbolt.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming along and watching this video. If you want to see more like this, I could easily make a round 2, so just let me know. And guys, I'll see you in a video very soon. Till next time, and goodbye.